So they have done it. YieldMax ETF has switched over to weekly paying with their single stocks ETF. Yes, that is right. They'll be paying MSTY weekly. They'll be paying PLTY weekly. TSLY, AMZY, all their single stock ETFs will be paying weekly now. They announced it, as you can see, 11 o'clock in the morning on their Twitter page, on their X page. They announced that they'll be paying weekly now. They hopped on of course, a call, or not a call, but a live stream on Twitter, as they usually do on Wednesdays, and explained what they'll be doing. As you can see, a lot of people are excited about this. There's 200,000 views on Twitter, on X, of their tweet. And of course, they did the official announcement as well, where they posted what they'll be exactly doing, where they'll be grouping into two groups now, where you have group 1, which is YMAX, YMAG, Fiat, 5E, ULTY, SLTY, LFGY, Chippy, GPTY, QDTY, SDTY, and RDTY. So pretty much all the ones that were already weekly will now be announcing or declaring on Tuesday their dividends. There'll be X record date on Wednesday, and then on Thursday they will be paying out. So now the weeklies will be paying us on Thursday, and then the Group 2 ETFs, which is all the single stock ETFs, as you can see, all of them right here, will be paying us on Friday, as they usually do, and it will be all of the ETFs. So I'm not going to be going through all of them, but as you guys know, the names, right? So PLTY, NVIDIA, MSTY, all the ones that everybody loves, right, are going to be paying out on Friday all together. They'll all be paying weekly now. So they pretty much bit the bullet. They decided to do what, of course, Roundhill Investments did, was to turn everything into weekly paying, right? So they have their 0DTE weekly payers, they have their single stock ETF weekly payers, and of course, YieldMax decided to follow. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this works out, how they play this out, because of course this is starting next week of this of the recording of this video and posting this video. Starts October 14th, right? Or actually October 15th is when it starts for the Group 2 ETFs, right? It starts October 14th for the weekly paying ones. So October 15th we'll be getting our first weekly paying announcements for all of these ETFs. They'll be announcing and we'll be seeing how they'll be performing starting from then. It's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, that's weekly compounding. So weekly compounding will be very nice to have. Of course, this always speeds up the compounding effect and everything of that sort. But I kind of enjoyed getting the large payments on a monthly basis. And honestly, when I first saw their little hint that they were having an announcement, they did this maybe a week or two ago. They made a hint that they're going to be having a huge announcement coming out. I expected it to be something a little bit different. I expected it honestly to be that they're changing some strategies, that they might be having a strategy or prospectus change to which they are able to maybe capture more of the upside, or maybe have less of a downside risk, like they're doing with ULTY, where they're having downside puts. So securing the downside with some puts, right? So some safety puts, or some, puts, shields, whatever you want to call them, right? So that's what they're doing in ULTY, and I expected that to be announced for the single stock ETFs. I expected them to announce some kind of strategy that allows us to maybe not capture all the upside, because that's not what they're trying to go for, but at least save us from the downside, especially being at a market that's so high up and hitting records every single day. So I expected something of that sort to be announced, but no, they came to us saying that they're turning monthlies into weeklies now, which honestly, as much as everybody's so happy about, I'm kind of lackluster on. I don't really care. It's not much of a difference for me. Anyways, the way I was structured, which I was getting paid 1 week from TSLY, another week from AMZY, and another week from AMD. The only week I wasn't getting paid was I think it was a Group C distribution, which I had no, or Group B distribution, which I had no dividends, which is actually this week of recording and uploading this video. I have no single stock ETFs for this week, so this week I only get weekly distribution, so it's one of my lower weeks. But honestly, it was fine with me. I was getting good distributions. They're all coming in strong, and everything was set up to where I was getting proportionate amount of dividends, as well as I was being able to manage my finances and manage my dividends well enough to where everything worked correctly. So honestly, this going to weekly does not change much for me when it comes to dividends and distributions. Honestly, the only thing it changes now that I have to do more work when it comes to tracking these ETFs. So you can see I just made a new sheet page where I have to track all the single stocks on a weekly basis now. So that's something I'm going to have to do from my side. And if you're somebody who tracks these ETFs, you're going to be having to do this on your side as well. But honestly, it doesn't change much. And honestly, I want to see how they perform with this new change. People are saying that there's going to be less NAV erosion. I don't really think so. I don't know how this will help you with your NAV erosion. Just because you're getting paid out weekly doesn't really change much. The strategy doesn't change. It doesn't change to 0 DTE. The strategy stays the same, where they're mostly doing weekly trades when it comes to the calls, right? And because all calls, in the most part, on single stocks are weekly based instead of 0 DTE. I don't know any single stocks that are 0 DTE, or even if that's allowed under the SEC. So the strategy stays the same. They mentioned it as well in the call that they're staying the same when it comes to strategies. Nothing really changes. So there's no change in strategy. The yields will probably stay the same. And I don't see how this will help with NAV really, because sure, you're able to reinvest on a weekly basis. So maybe the compounding will increase and maybe your total return might jump up by a little bit. But honestly, I don't see where we're going to have a huge difference when it comes to this and to monthlies. Honestly, I think it's more work for the team to be doing this on a weekly basis, and they're probably going to be paying out the week prior or 2 weeks prior worth of dividends, which I'm assuming are premium income, which is what I'm assuming. I did join the call a little bit late, so I didn't hear exactly how they're playing this out when it comes to distributions, but I'm assuming they're going to be using previous weeks of distributions to pay us for the certain weeks. It's not going to be that week of, right? It's not what they earn that week is what they're paying you, obviously. Similar to YMAX, how YMAX is structured, where it takes previous week's dividends and pays you out that. So I'm assuming that's what they'll be doing. But like I said, it doesn't really change much. It's not that big of a news. I don't know why everybody's so excited about it. Sure, you get your dividends on a weekly basis, and now you have to do less management of your finances and your dividends, and you don't have to really calculate how long it'll last for you if you're using this for real income. And if you're using this for other reinvestment strategies, then yeah. Like I said, it has that weekly compounding effect now, but honestly, I'm not that excited. I don't think it's such a big deal. Like for TSLY, for example, right? We got the TSLY dividend recently of 80 cents. Imagine that was distributed between 4 weeks. October's 5 weeks even. So imagine, or technically this was for September's time, so 4 weeks in September. So imagine this was distributed for 4 weeks. That would be 20 cents a week, pretty much, that you're getting. And sure, I could take those 20 cents a week and then compound it to when the next 20 cents is a little bit more and the next 20 cents is a little bit more and so on and so on and so on. But that's only if, of course, that every week was 20 cents worth of earnings, because this 80 cents could have been, uneven when it comes to on a week-on-week basis. So technically, one week could have been 30 cents, another week could have been 10 cents, another week could have been 40 cents, and the next week could have been nothing, right? So, or it could have been like 5 cents or something like that. I mean, like 35 cents, 5 cents, right? So there's going to be a lot more fluctuations in these payments, which I don't think is a good note. Is not the greatest thing when it comes to the retail market or just the basic investor who's getting into these funds, because they're going to be seeing those fluctuations in those payments, right? So like similar to what we see in YMAX, right? You see the fluctuations in payments from 10 cents to 13 cents to 8 cents, right? Which is what happened in September. And seeing those fluctuations, it might tick some people off, or might not really be something people want to see with their dividends, right? Seeing the fluctuations, unless they're able to stay at a steady pace. But then at that point, you might just invest into their new ETFs that they're launching, which are the Target 25 funds, right? They're launching this Target 25 single stock option income funds. So if you want something like that, you might as well go into that. So like I said, not quite sure what the point of this was. Sure, whatever. Now they're gonna be paying weekly, and it's gonna be like a paycheck, like a real paycheck now, which it kind of was already if you were invested correctly. But now at least if you're only invested into MSTY, now you can be happy because you're getting your MSTY dividends every single week. And you could be disappointed one week and then happy the other week, and disappointed next week and happy the other week, or disappointed for 3 weeks and then happy at the last week, right? So, hey, listen, people want their dividends, and I understand everybody's so addicted to these dividends now, and they want it faster and better and whatever. And soon enough, we might even get daily dividends, which is going to be absolutely insane if anybody ever launches daily dividends. But yeah, I think at this point it's getting a little bit too much. Not even just from YieldMax ETF standpoint. There's so many ETFs coming out, so many high dividend yields that everybody is launching, from 130 to I saw one for 200% yield. At this point, it's just kind of like, I wouldn't say a joke. It kind of is like a joke. It's like, come on. monthly, no, we had quarterly, right? The original dividends were like the stuff from like the old stuff, right? It was like quarterly dividends. Then we went to monthly dividends. Then we went to weekly, and that was a big thing, right? When QDT and XDT and all these ETFs had weekly dividend ETFs. And then that made sense because you had zero DTE trades, right? You were doing zero DTE trades, and therefore it was a little bit easier to pay weekly because you're earning daily income or daily premium. But now we have weekly paying single stock ETFs that came out from Roundhill, and now we got the same thing for YieldMax. So I don't know. It wasn't a big thing for me when Roundhill released it. You know, it's not that I'm just being hating on YieldMax. It wasn't really a big thing when Roundhill said they're going to be paying weekly. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, right? If it's weekly, if it's monthly, just finance yourself correctly. Sure, the compounding is a little bit better, right? You're going to be able to compound on a weekly basis instead of a monthly basis, quarterly basis, and so on, right? So yes, compounding is better, and you might get that little percent hit, but that is only assuming that you're actually increasing or keeping your dividend steady. Because like I said, if we take a look at the sheet, right? We take a look at TSLY, that 80 cents, if it's distributed 20 cents throughout the whole 4 weeks of September, then yes, the compounding effect would work, right? You start off with 100 shares, then maybe 101, then 102, and then 103, and by the end of the week, you have 104 or whatever shares, or by the end of the month, you have 104, 103 shares extra that you added on top, right? I'm not calculating to be exact, I'm just getting some rough stuff, right? Instead of just getting those 80 cents at the end of the month, and then those 80 cents go back in. Of course, those 80 cent distribution goes back in, and now you're at 103, maybe, or 102 shares, right? Because you had those extra little cents of income or dollars of income, depending on how many shares you have that you earned with that additional couple shares that you added on, right? So, yes, there'll be a little bit of a growth in total return in the long run. But is it that big of a deal? Like I said, not really. Honestly, I would have been a lot happier if they released some kind of information on how they'll be shifting to a little bit more reserve strategy, a little bit more safer strategy when it comes to the downsides. That would have been a lot better, in my opinion, in my view. I would have been a lot happier if they said, hey guys, we're going to be implementing puts into these ETFs, which will allow us to be safe on the downside, or we'll be capturing more of the upside, which they do a pretty good job. I'm not going to lie. AMZY or AMZY has captured a lot of AMD's upside on the way up recently. They've been able to capture, I've seen 10% captures, 8% captures of say the 12% or 10% movement. So they've been able to capture a good amount of percent from the movement of AMD with AMD. So that's nice. They're able to do that even with the strategy they have now. But like I said, it would have been a lot better to see some kind of strategy change to where they're able to save us on the downside. Because yes, the covered calls do save us on the downside, but they also, hit us on the upside. So you're capturing like 1 to 2, 3% less on the upside on daily movements compared to the underlying. Say, like I said, AMD went up like 12%, AMD went up like 9, 10%, so 2, 3% difference. And then you're saving us down on like 1%, maybe even less, probably on the way down. So we're still ending up net negative on total movement of when it comes to trailing the investment. So if, say we had a put, and on that downside, instead of, losing, AMD say goes down 10%, we only go down 9%. We have a put, and now we only go down 7 or 8%, right? And maybe that even counts as a little bit of income because, that put gains value, and then you sell off that put, and now you have extra income to give us. So that would be very interesting to see if they did end up doing that, but obviously they did not. They decided to just follow Roundhill and decided to go to a weekly paying schedule. So, hey, at least everybody else is happy. You've probably already seen all the other videos that people have released talking about all the weekly this, weekly that. It's so great. It's whatever. Honestly, it doesn't really change much in my strategy. It doesn't really change much overall. I guess now I'll be getting paid weekly. From all my ETFs, from AMZY, APLY, GUI, right? From all the ETFs I have, TSLY, AMZY, APLY, GUI, and AMD. So I'll be getting 5 ETFs. How many ETFs am I going to get? We're going to have TSLY, AMZY, APLY, GUI, AMD, YMAX, MAGY, QDTE, and YBTC, right? Those are the only weekly that. Oh, and ULTY. So I'll be having 10 ETFs, I think, paying me weekly now. So, yay, I guess. Like I said, it's not really a big deal. It doesn't really change much. And I guess if people are happy, people are happy. People really wanted it, I guess. They really wanted their weekly dividend ETFs. They really wanted to, really feel like they're getting paid like a 9 to 5, but they're not working a 9 to 5. So, hey, to each their own. Like I said, congratulations for YieldMax EF to being able to change over to the strategy and being able to get this running. Hopefully it works out to be better than the strategy we had before. Like I said, probably the total return will end up being better. So in that sense, it'll probably be better just because of the compounding effect. And the volatility of these ETFs are so high. So technically the compounding will be very strong because of those yields. But overall, congratulations. Hopefully it works out well, but not that big of a deal. And honestly, it's just going to be the same thing with my strategy, with my ETFs. It's going to be the same thing. Just continue reinvesting, continue growing that portfolio and going into stuff that actually makes sense to invest to and not just FOMOing into the next big thing, which a lot of companies have been doing recently, and a lot of people have been doing recently where it's like, buy this, buy that, sell this, sell that, capture you with this 200% yield, and then we'll drop it down to 100%, and then we'll drop it down to 50%. And then you're just stuck with this 50% yielding ETF, which you thought was going to yield you 200. But then when it dropped to 100, you're like, okay, 100 is still fine. And then it dropped to 50, and now you're like, oh my God. So, yep, that's pretty much it. That's the landscape we're currently in when it comes to these dividend ETFs and all these different companies, right? Launching all their ETFs. And, if we do have a crash, some of them might not be here at the end of that crash. But, hey, hopefully, the ones I'm invested into are still there. So yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's the news for this week. And I'll see you guys next week for next week's video, where we'll be getting back on topics with our usual type of videos where we talk about different strategies and all that sorts. So, yep, YieldMax ETFs switched over to weekly. They've followed Roundhill. Not surprising, honestly. Honestly, wanted them to do more than that, but hey, that's what people wanted, I guess. So, see you, boys.